Hi everyone. Today we are going to be doing subtraction. Not only are we going to be doing subtraction, we are going to do multi-digit subtraction. And when we are doing the subtraction, we are going to use an algorithm called the standard method. This method is the one that is typically used by everyone, and most people, when they think of math, this is the first way that they think to do it. Before we get into the subtraction, we are going to do a quick review of our chips. So if we have one 100 chip, that means we have 100. We exchange it for 10 tens, and that's the same as 100. Now if we just take one 10, that's 10. If you have two tens, that's 20. But remember, we could also exchange this for 10 ones. Now remember, that's the same as 10. If we have one 1, that's 1. Two ones, that is 2. So for our first problem that we are going to look at is going to be 392 minus 57. So that is what your problem will look like. We are going to set it up really quick. So as you can see on my screen, I have 392 set up. And you may be asking yourself, why do we set it up this way? Well, in the standard algorithm, we have the top number and the bottom number. And whenever we set this number up, it's important that we have the place values lined up. So we have the ones, the tens, and the 100s, there's nothing. So if it makes it easier, you can put a 0 in front of it, like so. And when we start doing the subtraction, we are always going to start in the ones place value. Why, you may ask? Well, this allows us to regroup and make sure we can get the solution. Because for our first problem, we're looking at 2 minus 7. Can you do that? No. So we need to take one 10, exchange it for 10 ones, so that we can do this, so that we can take away 7. Because if we took 2 minus 7, that would give us negative 5. And is that a number that we've really worked with? No. And so I like organizing my ones by 5s. So then I know that 2 full rows is 10, and you could do 2, so that would be 12 ones. On our paper, we took one 10 away from the 9, so it gives us 8. And we added 10 ones, which we know is 12. So we are going to look at it as 12 minus 7. Let's take 7 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to delete it. We don't need it anymore. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 ones left, as you can see. Now we're going to do 8 minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delete it. We don't need it. We have 3 tens left. So 3. 3 minus 0, that's 3. Can't take anything away. So your answer is 335. Or you just press tidy. For our next problem that we are going to do, we are going to do 403 minus 159. I'm going to give you a second to set this up, and I'll be right back. As you see, I have 403 set up on my computer. If you notice, in 403, there's not a 10 place value, so there's nothing for the tens. So since we don't have any tens, and we're trying to do 3 minus 9, that can't really work. We can't take anything from our friend, the tens, because there's nothing there, so we need to start with the 100s. So we are going to take one 100, exchange it for 10 tens. Now when we rewrite this on our paper, What number do you think is going to be written above the 4 if we took 1 away? You're right, it would be 3. And remember, we added 10 tens to the 10 place value, so we have 10 tens. So 2. Now we could borrow from the tens for the ones. So 110, we're going to exchange it again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if we took 1 10 away, that would leave us with 9 tens, and that would leave us with 13 ones. Now we could take 13 minus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, we're going to delete it. We don't need it anymore. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 13 minus 9, which is 4. And you may be asking yourself, why are we saying 13 minus 9 when it's 403 minus 159? Well, in the standard algorithm, we can take the place values and set them up as their own equations. So we do 13 minus 9. Just think about that. Make sure we line it up and write in the correct place. And for the tens, we're going to do 9 minus 5, where it's really 90 minus 50. But because we're using the standard algorithm, we could say 9 minus 5. Let's see what that's going to give us. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 tens. And then we're going to do 3 minus 1. That leaves us with 2. So our answer is 244. Remember that when you start doing standard algorithm problems, you need to make sure you have the place values lined up, so that way you can get the correct answer by the place values. And you also need to remember you always start with the ones place value. If you start in the tens, you can't really regroup for the ones because you've already found an answer. So you always start with the ones, so that way you can borrow from your friends, the tens and the 100s, so you can do subtraction. I'm going to leave you with a problem to do by yourself, and when I come back, I'm going to go over the solution and how we got there. So your problem is going to be 525 minus 379. So on my screen you can see I have 146. This is what your problem should look like. To do 5 minus 9, I had to borrow from the tens, and that left me with 1 10 and left me with 15 ones. So I got 6. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 1 minus 7 doesn't really work, so I borrowed from the 100s, and that left me with 4. And it gave me 11 tens. So 11 minus 7 is 4. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Thank you for watching today.